destroyed industry of the new Lanark Mills. You see all the things you've seen before, round buildings, but buildings with lights flicking on and off. You can taste the rot in the air. The poison that these things spewed out is still here. You can hear the hootering and hollering of ghouls that probably aren't quite as friendly as the ones you met. I will remind you that the ghouls you met at the Pure Plant were the least mutated ghouls you've ever seen, probably from the access to clean water. But yeah, you can kind of creep by the side, the same you did before. The river is now flowing. Yeah, what'd you like to do?
Did we not try and cause a leadership riot?
We did, but it
Not here.
didn't necessarily work.
Right.
That was not here. That was at the airplane fort that you found.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
further downriver.
Yeah, let's. If there's rot down there, I don't fancy dealing with the rot. We should probably just move on. What do you
This is
think,
where we
Claire?
found the car.
This is indeed where you found the first artifact you've ever found, which I believe was an inflatable bed. Because we rolled on the table and I'm like, okay,
that's fine.
that's what we found.
That's true. I did give that to Flair for the kiddies, the kiddiwinkles.
I did look up the stats of it. It's actually quite cool. It's like you can get like a full night's sleep or less sleep and that kind of stuff. It's actually not bad. I'll come back to the stuff you can donate to the Ark once we.
And it's going into an NPC.
Yeah, you're giving it to an NPC
rather than the
It was
Ark.
clearly going to be attacked and robbed for it.
Yeah. Children are our future, yeah.
17-year-olds.
I was going to say the children who are 2 years younger than us.
No,
6 years younger than mine.
I'm an old man. I'm 25.
Yeah, I'm a bit older.
We are packed off wine.
I will point out to the viewer, if we have one, that the people that live within the Ark, they top out about 23. They are considered like the adults of the Ark. There is one person that is older than them, and he is referred to as the Elder, and he is a very, very old man, and he has looked after them since they were young, but we'll kind of cover that if we get back.
And I'm an old man, I'm 25.
Well, you're one of the oldest. You'll be like the oldest mutant on the Ark then.
Yeah.
And it shows like he's got a lot of grey and...
Very hairy. Very hairy man. Although I'm Michael Pedersen.
So you continue to creep by the wreckage of New Lanark Mill. I'm not going to make you do a stealth roll because I don't want to be kind of combat just right now. The next area you come to is the area that you have left some things. It is the area with fields.
The barn. Yeah.
The barn
the
and
barn,
the farmhouse.
yes.
Now, the farmhouse had many tracks, deep tracks into which is eventually identified as some kind of vehicle. But you have heard of like cars. There's a mutant in the Ark that's trying to restore a car to working order, but you've never seen one, and you've never certainly seen so many at once. But something came here and killed who was ever here, and just took, you're going to assume, people and food and anything of value. But they did leave some things in the barn, which you found.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the barn. Make sure that everything that I hid behind like the bales of hay and that, so the wheelbarrow, the gardening tools are still there.
Yep. You do indeed. You find your wheelbarrow full of stuff. I'll say that there's like some tarpaulin and you can kind of like tie it around so it's not just all falling out constantly as you go back over the rough terrain.
I'm gonna look from a wheelie bin of I believe it was recycling stuff was in it.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in my bin.
Bins and stuff in it.
Yeah,
I've got like...
Oh yeah, like
I've got a toolkit. I've got blankets.
Your bag of random assorted crap that you've brought with you in the adventure for quite a while and then realised that what the hell is this stuff for?
At the beginning, there was them folding up beds and shutters, right?
That's correct.
Can we go back and get them?
You're not there yet, but you absolutely could.
No, I just mean when we go like there. I would like to get them. That was right at the beginning, I think.
Yeah, that was
when you were in the Lanark lock-in.
Yeah, that was the makeshift trauma ward.
That was indeed. That was in the hospital.
You can
Yeah.
see if
Well,
any
we
more
may.
mushrooms have grown.
Because we discovered a working freezer.
We did.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's
Yes.
still working.
Probably. Should be.
Yeah, should,
There's
should
just a
be.
dead body there.
Interesting. It's just one dead body.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, you retrieve all the items you had. Richard used a a wheelbarrow, which is fairly hard to maneuver but doable, and used to just took wheelie bins, so it just
Yeah.
Donk, donk, donk.
just constantly behind you. Which doesn't seem to bother you in the slightest. I will say, however, you are losing a -2 to successes on any stealth rolls from now forward. Because
I thought yours, Mary. I thought yours was like an industrial one.
No, it's just a normal wheelie bin.
Oh,
The
Just a
recycling
wheelie
bin.
bin full of tins.
Yeah. Got tins,
Yeah.
plastic bottles, all
Recycling
kinds of good
wheelie
stuff.
bin.
Yeah, I've got Coke bottles in mine. For some reason, I wrote that.
so it's like jingle,
Jeez.
jingle, jingle, just to make as much noise as you could. Yeah, just constantly breaking things.
Like tin's useful.
No, my blankets are covering the bottles
Ah,
so
right,
they
okay.
can't smash.
You've
Wow.
wrapped each individual thing very.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember you saying you spent several hours doing that.
Entirely negated by the fact that mine's just rumbling away,
Yeah.
clattering all over the place.
Shh.
Yeah.
Okay, rumble, rumble, rumble.
I'm being so quiet. Look at how stealthy I am.
My stealth's actually good.
I
So is
am
mine.
stealthing. I am stealthy.
Look at how stealthy I am. Okay, yeah. So you continue. You move away from the farm. There was no additional tracks. You do see some kind of like small animal tracks and whatnot, but nothing that seems to be.
Does this look like the tracks I saw in the first section?
Remind me what tracks. Oh, right, the boar tracks. No, it does not. It looks like a small animal. You've seen like kind of zone dogs before, so some variant of a zone dog. Logan's character, who is of course with you at this point, is being very quiet, but points to his dog and says like this, except in whatever voice Logan uses for his character. So yeah, you just kind of move you back and you just kind of continue back towards the Ark. The next place you reach is the swamp area. Now this was swampy. There was like kind of thick trees, thick moss, a kind of like warm, kind of decaying scent to it, and the telltale signs of rot, which was the glowing mushrooms glowing quite a lot all over the place, just a few, say 50 or so feet into the area.
Is this one we took one look at and went, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
just
what you
skipped
said,
it
nope.
We avoided that.
No.
We avoided that like the plague.
Although I
Quite-
can now cook those mushrooms.
Oh,
You
well.
That's a
can
good
cook the
point.
glowing mushrooms.
No, I think the question is, should you cook those mushrooms?
Oh, I can cook the rot out of things.
You can cook the rot out of things, however,
However,
if
can't
the
cook the
thing here
poison
is
in.
I have to go
entirely made
in
of
there.
rot.
Get the mushrooms.
If it's
Cook away to
complete
nothing.
rot.
I'm just picturing myself in a vac suit, just cooking things on a big barbecue grill.
Oh,
Like,
no.
once this is incinerated completely, it'll be safe to eat. So, okay.
Delicious
Nothing
charcoal.
left.
Not quite dark enough.
But yeah, the nope area, you just quickly go, nope. What I will remind you is that if you did choose to come to this area, there is such a thing as rot suits that Mary can create. And you would be able to visit rotted areas. However, make a rot suit before you do it, because if not, there's a whole bunch of rules I've got to read, and they are terrifying.
Let's not
we're
make
coming up
a
to those.
DM read. That's true.
In that case, let's get them done now.
I mean, let's do it now. If he has a lot of rules to read, let's do it now.
I
Pause
sprint
this, leave
into it, I just
let's
dive.
do it.
Lee reading this book whilst we're all talking crap to the stream.
Like the movie Prometheus, you just take off all your protective gear and just face first into the mushrooms.
Oh yeah, like a pig in muck. Oh,
Nothing could go wrong. I'm safe on this planet.
Look at this.
Well, there are
yeah.
all those body bags we'll be coming up to shortly, so you know,
Well, yeah, you know.
make
I mean,
a suit
it's
out of those.
So yeah, use avoid the nope area. The next area is the one that you did talk about. I keep clicking the wrong thing. The open area. You are about half a mile distant, but you are aware of the plain fort that you've seen there. I believe two of you managed to make it up to the plain fort. I think it was Rachel and
Yeah.
Yep.
Richard. Ulf and Flair.
Yes.
Bogart made it
Although,
later.
Yeah, Borga did make it later. Yeah.
and you discovered a ghoul fort filled with particularly aggressive ghouls that had killed what looked like mutants to you. They had all the telltale signs of mutation, but brutally slaughtered. You didn't get a chance really to look at the mutants. You weren't sure if the mutants had been exiled. But yeah,
Yeah, that was the bit where I nearly got myself killed because I got my whole body slashed with all of the metal and glass and stuff.
Shh, we don't need to tell anyone
yeah.
that. You're fine. You lived. You were fine. You were perfect.
Claire has
That's
been the
fine.
Didn't
best
feel a thing.
at every single role.
things. Yeah, she rolled poorly and she nearly died. Not like she went
Yeah.
for death saving throws and
Yeah.
someone saved her. She was this close to death, and then
Well,
somebody was like,
Richard
"I have a
saved
thing
me.
that stops that."
Yeah. Formalities. She did well.
Yeah.
That happened twice. I think it was in one game.
Twice.
I think it was the same session, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second time, it actually caused Richard's mutation to lock down, so he
Yeah.
could not do it again. Luckily, that has stopped
That is
happening. Now. So
past.
yes,
Yeah.
the phlegm that you use to heal people is all gooey again.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah, that's how he saved me. It was like, bleh, bleh, bleh. I was like,
There we go.
I'd
I'm
rather
like a
die. I'd
fly.
rather die.
But it
Like a
does smell
fly.
of aloe, so it's quite nice.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of good things to say about it. But anyway, yeah, you know they got the fort is over there, and you also know that one of your group done some magic psychic. Well, not magic. Sorry, not magic in this game. He done some psychic things, which is definitely not magic.
That's a good point. Is it quiet?
Would you like to go and find out?
I
Can we
mean,
listen from here?
Yeah, sure.
Rachel runs headfirst. I'm assuming that you want to make some more preparation and just run towards it.
I'll stop here with my bin.
I'll leave my
what do you-
bin with
yeah. I'll do the same with the wheelbarrow, but
with
I'll-
Mary's
Don't mind
character, who I
everything.
can't remember the
I
name
will
of. I'm
look
sorry.
after
Is it Grey?
all of our
Grey.
things.
Grey.
We
What
don't
I'll
want
say
someone
is-
to steal it from us. It's a hard game, still and good.
Good
Logan's
point.
character, who's called something. I really should look this up. Hold on, I've got it
Dodger.
here. He is called Dodger. He is called
Yeah,
Dodger.
Dodger can
Dodger
go.
and the dog, and Grit volunteer to stay with the things, so I don't have to do extra voices. Well, I've got to do some voices of ghouls in a minute, which I'm going to have to admit. Like, are these guys got the same accent as a pure plant? Who knows? Let's find out. I'm not consistent. So yeah, use if you want to approach, you can stealth. Do you have any mutations you want to use? Is there anything you've found that you can use to help do this, or
What's
is,
Dodger's
is
stat?
Miri going to jury rig a ghillie suit somehow? Who knows?
What? Yeah,
I could
what's
try.
That's a really
What's
good
Dodger's
point.
stat?
Can she
What's
really
Dodger's
dig out the
stats?
grass? Like,
Yeah.
There's grass. I've
In
got a
terms of
bunch
what,
of
mate? What
plastic
you looking
bottles and
for?
stuff in there.
Um,
You know.
Give us a minute. I would like to know how good's Dodger's agility?
Dodger's agility is very, very good. He has got max agility. He's got the corpse eater mutation and a different mutation, which you'd be able to tell if you could look at him because he's got 4 arms.
Yeah.
So, like,
Awesome.
very obviously has 4 arms.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'll
Ah,
go
I
up.
forgot that.
I'll shake one of his 4 arms and go. I apologize. I might need this for stealth, and I'll take a point of agility off him to help him dodge.
You see his whole physicality kind of like grey for a second. Ah! Okay, that's fine. Oh, wait here.
Suck the life out of him.
Apologies.
That is indeed one of Richard's abilities. He can remove a point from somebody else and take
add
use of it. How long does it last for, Richard?
It lasts for. Yes.
A few seconds.
we actually had the discussion about this because there is there
In
was
this instance,
no...
I'll say it lasts a little bit, right? I'll say maybe I'll rejig the rules, but this seems like fun, so let's do it.
Say
'cause
10
he's got-
minutes. Say 10 minutes. Yeah.
He's gonna lose it for a little bit because he's not here. Right? See if he turned
Yes.
up, this wouldn't happen. But
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.